How's it going, everyone? EVER-TASTIC Gaming Gear, another exciting episode with more Fire Emblem Warrior Free Hope on the Nintendo Switch, and welcome to it. So last time, we take on the defender of the Great Bridge of Murden, and to me, we just encountered the startle to attack Lenhart and Caspar the other day, and somehow we just go ahead and took out all enemies' strongholds, base whatsoever. But that's already clear. So it seems like we have already finished on chapter 4, and now we're ready to move on to chapter 5, which is going to be coming up next. So without further ado, let's go ahead and press whatever button we want. So I just go ahead and press the Y button, so we can continue on to the next story. So let's go ahead and start triggering a cutscene for some start. So let's go continue, and let's go ahead and confirm with A.
Golden Wildfire. The Golden Guardian. After Count Gloucester's surprising defection, the Empire's invasion of Leicester begins in earnest. The Alliance Roundtable unravels, and the region descends further into chaos. Yet the Alliance does not yield. Claude takes command and rallies his comrades, insisting that so long as they can withstand the Imperial onslaught on Gonefil Territory, they will survive.
And that's where things are. It's only a matter of time before the Imperial army marches on Gonefil Territory.
Once again, Margrave Edmund is only offering financial support instead of troops.
My apologies. I'll do all I can on the front lines in my adoptive father's stead.
And on top of that, he sent his adorable daughter to risk her life on the battlefield. Unbelievable.
I'm so sorry for the trouble.
You have nothing to apologize for. The blame rests squarely on your father's shoulders. Mark my words, the next time I see him.
I think we get the picture, Judith. Save that fire for the battlefield. We're finally free of Count Gloucester and his overbearing pompousness. You don't need to go filling his shoes.
Isn't that exactly why you called me here? If I'm to fill his seat, I assume I also get his right to complain. Honestly, what's going on? The Alliance is facing an unprecedented crisis, and these great lords can't even show up to their own roundtable.
House Ardelia has no ability to resist the Empire, given our location and lack of military power. Were my father to take his seat at the Round Table now, the Empire might interpret it as a show of defiance.
I take it that means House Ardelia won't be contributing to the Alliance in any way. 2 of the 5 great lords have effectively forfeited their seats. Why not fill Ardelia's chair with someone like Viscount Seward?
Not happening. Can you imagine the fuss Albany and Burgundy would kick up when they learned we only asked Seward to participate? Those 3 houses have always been treated as equals. Besides, I doubt Viscount Burgundy could come even if we did invite him.
House Burgundy's circumstances are much the same as House Ardelia's. In fact, their position may be even worse than ours.
How are we supposed to stop the Empire like this? House Gonefil was supposed to swoop in and save our skins, and even they couldn't bother to attend.
Leave it to my brother to eat some bad mushrooms just before an important meeting.
Don't you make excuses for him. If Holst couldn't make it, then the Duke should have come himself.
House Gonefil has already pledged their full support. They're not the problem here.
Then why waste our time with this conference?
Our troops were provided by the Alliance's nobles. You know we can't act without a resolution from the Round Table, even if it is a mere formality. And anyway, the entire Alliance needs to be on the same page if we're going to coordinate our military strategy.
Well, as I said, I'm afraid there's not much House Ardelia can do, even if we are informed.
Be that as it may, we still have to get this done. Let's move on and discuss our strategy for the battles to come. This is it, folks. Right now, we need everyone focused on defending Deirdre. Here's the plan.
When we fought the Empire at the Great Bridge, it looked like they had a number of mercenary groups working for them. And yet, I didn't see any sign of Gerald's company among them.
It's not like that was the only battlefield, and there's no shortage of mercenary companies.
That's true. And you don't have any inkling of when the Empire is going to launch their attack on Deirdre?
No clue. They could strike tomorrow for all I know.
Then I imagine there's no time to waste in formulating a plan and fortifying the city's defenses.
Yep. If we lose the initiative, the battle's practically over.
If that's the case, then why are all of you just idling the days away?
The army can't act until Claude returns from those meetings. It's like no one can even sneeze around here without it turning into an endless debate. A king or emperor can make things happen with a wave of their hand, but I guess it's not so simple when you're leading an alliance.
Ruling by consensus may work in peacetime, but it seems to have a distinct disadvantage during a war.
Hey, Claude's calling for us. Sounds like the round table's finally over.
We better get going. If we don't hurry, all the food'll be gone.
It's not a banquet, you know. It's a war council. But yeah, we should move.
I'll be right there.
Let's start with introductions, shall we? Allow me to present the head of House Daphne, the Honorable...
The name's Judith. I'm joining the War Council at the invitation of our Supreme Leader here.
It is a pleasure to see you once more, Lady Judith. I am heartened to know that we will be fighting at your side.
You're Gloucester's kid, right? You've grown into quite a handsome boy over the last few years.
I'm sure all the men here seem like little boys to someone like Judith.
Ah, Duke Goneril's daughter. You've grown quite lovely yourself. You'll be outshining me in no time.
Are you kidding? I've got a long way to go before I can compete with you.
I don't really know what you two were talking about, but I think I'm ready for it to be over. Let's start the briefing.
So, you want us to hamper the Imperial Army's advance in order to delay their arrival at Deirdre?
That's right. And we'll use every bit of time we gain to tighten up our defenses around the capital in preparation.
Then we have to avoid losing too many of our allies before the battle in Deirdre.
Exactly. Hold them off as best you can, but the second you're in any real danger, I want you to fall back.
It's easy enough to order retreat after retreat, but I don't see how that's supposed to win the day.
Alright, so what could we say? Ask about the odds of victory or ask for more details? Let's go ahead and ask for more detail just in case.
Can you be more specific? How exactly are we gonna slow down the Imperial Army?
We'll use our terrain advantage to impede their progress and keep them off balance. A small force should be more than enough to handle that. Ultimately, our goal is just to buy time until the defenses are ready. And if we can just stop them from taking Deirdre...
Claude, I have to ask, are you keeping some kind of incredible top-secret plan from us?
Sure, I may have something up my sleeve, but it won't amount to anything if we fail to protect Deirdre, I can promise you that.
But if we succeed, then this plan of yours will get us out of our predicament? If that's the case...
Yes, then there is still hope.
You kids are all so young. Don't do anything rash and get yourselves killed, alright?
Alright, let's reclaim all that time we wasted on the roundtable conferences. Watch each other's backs out there. I know we can do this.
Alright, so here we go in the war map. So it seems like that we have able to unlock here is a new region here. So it seemed like on this somehow we it appeared that the yellow extraction pointers that did pop up right on the map, I suppose. So let's gonna move on. Okay, so you can now invite the allies with whom you have a 10 support level C or higher or expedition. On expedition, I mean. Okay, so it says expedition. Upon reaching support level C with an ally, you will be able to spend activity points to invite them on expedition. So on expedition, you can get to know your ally better through conversation and questions. You'll gain support points based on how well you can carry the conversation. Alright, last one. So if all goes well, you'll get a quiet moment to observe your allies before return to base. Respectfully, of course. Okay then. So let's see what's happening. So hey, you got a moment? Okay, so we got something that's called support compensation. Earning support points to strengthen bond between the allies that will trigger support compensation. Viewing the support compensation will raise the support level of the units involved. Alright, so it says that you can view support compensation by selecting the appropriate command after talking to an ally or by selecting the support info from the pause menu. Okay, fair. Alright, let's go ahead and press A. So we got a facility that can be expended and new support compensation available. Alright, so first thing first, we want to go ahead and start by talking to the Claude. Alright, and we can have the auto off. So, the plan is to hamper the Imperial Army advance while tightening up our defenses. I know I came up with it, but I'm not sure we can manage it given our inferior numbers. Okay, so what can we say? Add that you're also getting a late start or taking an optimistic view. Okay, so you know what? We are gonna start off by getting a late start, or actually no, we'll take the optimistic view.
You sure?
We got the home turf advantage at least. I think that we can pull it off. I appreciate that optimism. I need that small glimmer of hope.
One step at a time.
While the Imperial Army waits for no man. Okay, I better hurry and start giving out orders.
Anyway,
I had some new facility built in preparation for the coming battle. I bet that you're just dying to check them out. Well, go on, don't be shy. They're sure to come in handy. Okay, so we can check out the new facility. Alright, so let's see what's going on around here. So you know what, before doing that, I want to go on ahead and explore a little bit because I know because there's a lot to see around here. But actually, hold on, we can go to, well, no, not achievement, support info. So what we got for support info, let's just go ahead and talk to the guys. So I'm sure we can go ahead and chat with Lasifia. Okay, so we'll go to Lasifia, go confirm Shaz.
Oh, hello there. Are you doing some research?
yeah, I was just looking through records of past battles. Figure I'll probably run into some similar situations.
That's admirable of you. I thought that someone with a mercenary background would be a little more reckless with their fighting. Oh, wait. I'm sorry. That sounded a bit rude, didn't it?
No, you're right. My fighting style was pretty loose when I was a mercenary. Actually, I can't say it's really changed that much. But I've got more responsibility now, so I've had to adjust some. Any mistakes I make would only cause problems for everyone else, right?
Huh. You're much more studious than I thought. I can see why Claude trusts you so much.
You really think I'm held in such high regard?
That's what I've heard, at least. It's very impressive, especially since you're so young.
Thanks, Lysithia. And the same goes for you, too. For a kid, you're amazing at what you do.
Excuse me? Who is a kid?
Huh? Well, you are.
I must ask that you refrain from treating me like a child.
I wasn't trying to...
You said, and I quote, for a kid. I'm aware that people often treat me like a child, but to think you'd call me one directly to my face! I work harder and contribute more to this army than anyone else here. It is truly vexing that something as inconsequential as my age can dictate how people treat me.
I'm sorry. I had no idea you hated being treated like a kid that much.
This is not a matter of like or dislike. My belief is that those who fight alongside each other should treat one another as equals.
Okay, so let's agree that what you meant or defend what you said. Okay, well, we'll take the agreement on Lascivia. Let's say that.
Well, yeah. I thought I was complimenting you as an equal, obviously.
Then there is no need for any qualifying language. You should compliment me as you would anyone else.
Hold on. Didn't you tell me I was impressive for being so young? Doesn't that mean you assess me based on my age, too?
Me saying you're impressive in spite of your age is completely different than you saying I'm pretty good for a weak little baby.
Pretty sure I didn't phrase it like that.
But it's what you meant! Oh, I should have never complimented you!
You know, an adult wouldn't get all stubborn and combative like this.
I am not being combative. I'm simply having a normal conversation with you. Is that a problem?
What about this is normal to you?
Okay, Lascivia and Shaz attained support level C. Very nice. So that's not about that for now, because it seems like that each characters have a lot of conversation. So that's something we can't go over right now. So what we can go over is go to Convoy, go to Shaz, and just take a look at some of these weapon choices to select. But that shouldn't hold on. So it seems like that we have not done equip beyond the battle end. So hold on. So Shaz have here is the dual wielder play. Alright, and of course that we go ahead and take a look at his chain. If we go take a look at Chin's class, so it seems like none of these are unlocked yet. So let's see here. Alright, now it seems like I can't go ahead and do anything for Chin's class right now. Okay, so let's see. So if we go scrolling down, so there's nothing new that we can handle. So you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and rest assured to go, just like not go ahead and take on support info right now. So let's just let's go ahead and look around and see what we want to be doing here. So actually, hold on a minute. So I really do think we should go on ahead and start off by checking out with the Troy Master here.
Care to make yourself useful?
Okay, so let's go to volunteer. So what now? What else can we go manage? Manage via pantry, maintain equipment, organize document, run a street stall. Okay, let's try and manage via the pantry. We want to try that one out. So let's start at the second column. Okay, so none of these can't volunteer. So let's try maintenance. Okay, so let's see. Expand the facility. Okay, so it turns out to me because we don't have any materials. So we're gonna have to return
We all
with B
must do our fair share.
and go move on. So let's see what we got so far. Okay, so you know what? I'm gonna go and talk to the training instructor because it's better because we can like still train each character. So let's see, acquire class. Okay, so we got something for Claude, Hilda, Raphael, and nobody else. Now, what else we got here? Okay, well, none of these are any good. So we can't get bows. Okay, so hold on. So it felt like we can go ahead and get the Armor Knight. Let's go get Armor Knight. Okay, so we'll acquire that class. And there you saw, because Claude is
I still have some hidden
further
potential.
trained to be back in action. So here is the Armor Knight equipped. So change the unit class to Armor Knight. Yeah, let's do that. Enable weapons and combat arts or magic were automatically swapped with optimal replacement. Would you like to equip weapons and combat arts or magic manually. Yeah, let's do that. So it seems like that he's still holding the strength brain. So he held here at the Iron S +3. And to me, because we have here is something that's called the Spirit Seeds. Okay, so let's go and look what else he got. Okay, hold on, no. So you already got that. Okay, so it seemed like that Claude had a long way to go, but just so that he's fully prepared for training. Alright, so let's go ahead and press B. So we'll check it with Hilda. Okay, so look at that Hilda. Okay, you know what? Yeah, we should probably go ahead and acquire this class. So using the Intimidate Seal to have Hilda attend the certification for Armor Knight. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so each character go ahead and get their class attained to their full growth to get Armor Knight. Yeah, so let's do that. Okay, let's see. So that's a lot of characters. So let's check in with Raphael. Okay. Well, I'm seeing we're getting here. It's a lot of good stuff here. So let's go over this chart over here. So actually, you know what? Where else can we go? Oh, you know what? Let's go for Bridgen. Okay, so we can go ahead and equip that. Okay, so Raphael seems good. So he obtained this class.
Not gonna stop now.
And now his weapon level is on C. Alright, because you know there's no stopping the Raphael. So let's still go ahead and confirm yes and say no. Well, actually, hold on. Now, is there anything else that we can start equipping? Let's see. Okay, so I prefer that we don't go ahead and lose any of these. So, you know, we're just going to have to come back and wait for it later. Right now, we have to go ahead and press B and start training these guys. So, as you can see, because some of these two are on Master. So, we got Lysithia and Lawrence on Master. And Leone is on Master. And Shaz have his blue arrow increases. So let's see now. So it seems like that we have to go and. So hold on, what can we start doing now? So hold on. So we'll keep Shaz over there. Okay, well that's nothing we can do with these characters right now. So hold on. So we can begin training or successive training. What is successive training? Continue successive training until a unit masters a class or you run out of training points. I mean, sure, let's try that. Oh, interesting. All right. So it seems about right because Shaz have fully reborn to experiences to get mastered.
This'll help me break new boundaries.
I had this power within me all the while.
Okay, so Ignatz had here is a spiral shot. So it says a master in various classes. You can be able to use some of the skills, combat, arts, and magic you learn in other classes as well. Once you master a class, to change to another class and try out different combinations. Cool, okay. So let's go press on A. And of course, we can press B
Time to work you into shape.
and go to acquire class. So let's check in with Shaz. Okay, well, there's nothing new coming up yet. But you know what? We really want to go to the Sword Master. But to me, because we can't go and do any more of these classes right now, just for full upgrade to our tree. So we're gonna have to press B and move on. Okay, let's check in with Shamir. Okay, so it seems like Shamir should be good. So let's press B and check it with Leone. Oh, okay. This one is good. So this is the Pegasus Knight. So it says here, an airborne knight with a high defense against magic, but a weakness to arrows. Okay, so you know what? Let's go ahead and obtain that and see what's gonna happen. Okay. So we have here into the class attend to Pegasus Knight. So we had the weapon level on C. Okay, well we'll say no. And the last for Lascivia. Okay, so let's go ahead and get the one called Mage. Few enemies stand a chance against a mage who can bend black and magic to their will. Sure, let's go ahead and confirm. Okay, so we saw that each character can go ahead and like wear different clothes during upgrade. Okay, so change this unit class to Mage. Yep. So it seems like we're good now. So let's see. What's mob battle? Oh, okay. Well, that's mob battle. So winning battle. So if you're struggling in a battle, check advantage over the enemy. Okay. So the order you given your allies, so unit levels, equipment, weapons, and skill. Okay. So it says here, advantage in battle. Adjust your class and battalion, so that you have an advantage against the enemies you are facing. But the better your advantage, the easier it will be to deplete the enemy's stun gauge and use the critical rush. Okay, advantage in determined by whether a unit has an effective class ability, whether a unit has an effective ability equipped, whether a unit has an effective battalion assigned, whether a unit has extra effective attack against the enemy. So allies. Okay, so it says allies orders. By proactively giving your allies the order, you can seize the stronghold and defeat enemy general more efficiently. When given an ally order, avoid enemies that are at a disadvantage against it, and instead have the ally the unit target enemies against which they have an advantage. I see. So unit level, if your unit levels are well beneath both of the enemies you are facing, use the level up or reset a function, and auxiliary battles in their training ground to level them up. So it says equip the weapons and abilities. Check to make sure you have ability equipped and to see if you acquire any weapons with a high might or useful attribute. You can also further enhance weapons by forging them at the blacksmith. Oh, okay. So let's just start off by checking to see what we must go and do. So we can go to Convoy, go to Shaz, and it seemed like to me because we don't have to do any equipment right now. So it's best to let that we go ahead and return back to camp. Yeah, that's something that you do when you go to mob battle. I mean, you go ahead and begin your training by using one of your art combat and skills and that kind of type. I mean, we won't bother just going into the battlefield and just do a bit more of this test running, but just practicing for battle. Okay, so let's check out with the spin facility. Okay, well we already saw this already, but it seemed like to me because we don't have any materials. Alright, well that's something we can come back later. Alright, so let's go ahead and let's go move on. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and check in with the store. So let's go ahead and sprint this way. So we can go ahead and check what's up north from here. So we go check on what's on top. So we can go ahead and talk to the blacksmith. So hand over your weapons and I'll forge them good. Remember, the only thing standing between you and death is if you have a weapon in your hand. Okay, so this is something that's called the blacksmith. At the blacksmith, you can enhance your weapons. You can use the resources to forge a new weapon to repair a weapon to its original state.
Hey there.
Gotcha.
Need something?
Alright, so let's go to the forged weapons. Okay, so forging weapons. So you can spend gold to the forged weapon, increasing their might and durability. how many times a weapon can be forged depends on the weapon. Okay, now let's see what we got here. Okay, so let's test out the Iron Sword plus 4. Alright, so we're gonna test this bad boy out. So let's see, increase the might or increase the durability. Let's try increase durability. So we're gonna try at least. Okay, so as you can see how much we got. So it seems like we got 85 of the smithing stone to forge the durability. Okay, so actually I think we're forging the Iron Sword plus 4. So let's go ahead and get more, but before the beach.
Is this it?
Yeah, that's good enough. So let's go confirm yes. So we have that forged into Iron Sword plus 8 and the durability which has been increased. So we can go close this and see what else is new. So now we can go ahead and increase the javelin. So what else we got here? So let's go ahead and increase the might. Okay, so we'll go ahead that to 6. Alright, so let's go forge that.
Is this it?
Alright, I think we're good. Okay, so it seems like that we got it's a lot of each characters to forge their weapons. So I'm guessing we should start off with Claude with his bow. Okay, so let's go ahead and increase the might some more. Okay, so we can go ahead and get that up to. Okay, hold on a minute. So we don't want to waste that many. So we'll go ahead and start off with 3.
Is this it?
Alright, that should do. Alright, and it turns out to me that we are done. So let's go ahead and repair weapons. So repairing weapons, you can repair weapons to return them to their original state. When a weapon breaks, it might end durability will drastically decrease and its distributor will be ineffective. Repairing it will undo the effect. Okay, so repair weapons are more easily acquire powerful distributor and have a higher forge limit. These are weapons that will also always be fully forged once repaired. You can acquire a broken weapon by defeating monsters. Alright then, so we have here is something that's called the Rusted Sword.
Is this it?
So let's repair the Rusted Sword and see what happens. Okay, so what we got here? So the Rusted Sword has been required to upgrade the Iron Sword plus 6. Nice. So you don't have any weapon that can be repaired. Gotcha. Okay, so let's check out with the expand facility again. Okay, but still we don't have any material, so we're gonna have to press B. And wait a minute, so we can still forge more weapons? Okay, well, what else can we go forging this time? Okay, well, I don't see what we can forge. But I think we're good now. So let's go ahead and move around the camp. And let's go ahead and check to see what else is going on around here in the facility. So now we can go ahead and talk to the supply master by talking to him. So we collected any unneeded armaments and resources here. Supplies are the lifeblood of any army. Nothing can go to waste.
Supplies are the lifeblood
of any
army.
This is something that's called the supply depot. That's the supply depot that you can exchange surplus weapons and resources for other resources, and also have resources collected automatically. So as the story progresses, you'll be able to trade for materials used to expand facilities. Okay, well, let's check out with trade smithing stones. So it says trade smithing stones. You can exchange smithing stone in your inventory for resources and materials used to expand facilities. Alright, well, let's go ahead and check to see what we got. Okay, so it seems to me we can go ahead and trade whichever material we want to take. Okay, so you know what? Let's start off with. Hold on. So I think we should go ahead and start off with the beginner combat manual. I mean, let's test it out and see what happens. Oh, you know what? So what do we get here? Okay, so we get here. It's a gold gem. Oh, wait a minute. So I see that's what you got must do. Hold on. Now I see the problem. So you know we're gonna start off with free. So we can go ahead and trade for gold gem for the beginner combat manual. I mean, yeah, let's get that. And we should be all good. Okay, well that's something we can come back to that later. Alright, so let's go ahead and press B.
Everything has its use.
Alright, and let's go ahead and take a look at and see what's going on around here. So we go talk to the battalion master. Welcome. I can recommend the battalions to you. I'm certain that having an experienced trooper on your side will be of great help.
Well. Hello,
okay,
you.
so it says that you can hire battalions from the battalion guild. Battalions that can be assigned to units from the set equipment option in the convoy menu. Okay, so every battalion is the most effective against a certain enemy weapon type. Facing up against that weapon type will trigger a battalion effective, which makes that battalion one tier stronger and decreases damage taken. A battalion have endurance, which lowers when the unit commanding the battalion takes damage. If the endurance reaches 0, the battalion's effective will disappear. I see. So we go to higher and check to see what we want to get. Okay, so we got here. It's a couple of these options over here. So we were only allowed to shoot these battalion weapons. So let's just go ahead and equip one.
We have some truly capable people here.
Okay, so I'm gonna take 2 for the Alliance infantry, and this one is the Alliance Lynx Co.
We have some truly capable people here.
Alright, so I'm gonna take 1, and the last one I'm gonna get here is the Alliance Warrior.
We have some truly capable people here.
Alright, so I think that's done. So let's go ahead and see what we want to go do for expand facility. Okay, so we are not done acquire these materials lately.
Come back soon, alright?
Okay, so best of luck that we come back later and see what's going on around here. So let's go ahead and keep on exploring this territory base. Okay, so hold on. So what's up with Lawrence? Okay, so let's say something. Hey, what's with all the excitement? That's not very like you. A man could assign when there is a occasion for it. I have as good as I lost my home and my family. I know, but getting all down in the dump won't help. I'm sure things will change it once we boot the Imperial Army out of Leicester.
Fascinating.
Okay, so yes, I suppose that is true. Very well. I shall fight them with every ounce of strength coursing through my veins. Or at least I wish I could put on a brave face like that. But I cannot shake this gloom that plagues me. Okay, so can we give him a gift or we don't actually have it? Alright. Well, at least we can get the gift later. Right now, actually, we can get it somewhere back at the whatever it goes around. So let's go on right ahead and take a look at the supply master.
Supplies are the lifeblood of any army.
So do we have any? Okay, so can we go deliver to resources? I did not check that one yet. So it says delivering equipment or resources. Turn in the extra equipment and resources to receive a smithing stone in exchange. Okay, well, you know what? Let's just go ahead and get rid of this Emblem stone and see what happens. Actually, we can go get rid of, but only 10 of each.
Everything has its use.
Alright, so let's go press on B and let's get a move on. So, occasionally, I mean, we just finished on exploring this entire town, of this population of this facility. So we could take a look at what's back at camp as we go proceed. Okay, so we're back here in the common center is where we are. So the common center is used to be some base camp. So let's view award. Okay, so we got here something called the Rocky Burdock. So you're working real hard for this. Put it to the good use. Okay, well, we got one of that, so it seems like none of these are unlocked yet. Okay, so let's go press on B.
A good result.
Okay, so let's check in with Judith. You're so young for a mercenary. You certainly look like you've seen your share of battle, bro. I heard about some of your employees too. We're lucky to have you on our side. I was worried because so many of our generals are just a kid, Claudia included.
Please.
But I'm relieved we got someone as talented as you. Look out for them, would you? Okay, well that is plain and done. So we can check in with this guy.
Allow me to assist with any matters.
Okay, so what we got at the marketplace? So it's an area of the camp where only the most reputable merchant that has set up shop. Buy and sell a variety of goods here. Okay, so what else that we got in the market? Okay, well none of these we can deal yet.
Let me know if I may be of further service.
Okay, so hold on. So I want to go ahead and get to know better talking to these people while we go to the support info. So let's go ahead and get a word with Raphael. Alright, so we're going to talk with Shaz and Raphael. So it's just going to be boy talk.
Hey, I was wondering if I could ask you something. I heard that you don't have any parents. Is that right?
Yeah. The woman who raised me died, and I don't even know who my birth parents are.
That must be tough for you, huh?
Okay, so we tell him it's a waste on you or ease his concern. Yeah, let's do that.
No, it's okay. They all died a long time ago, so I don't feel sad or anything like that now. But I do wonder who I really am sometimes. I don't have even the slightest memory of my birth parents.
Well, you might not know who you are, but you still work hard and you keep your chin up through it all. That makes you super strong in my book.
Hey, Raphael. Your parents are gone too, right?
Yeah. Both my ma and pa died in an accident.
Well, then you're just as strong as I am. You work harder than anyone I know, and you do it all with the biggest grin in the world.
Of course! It's easy when you love training as much as I do. Hey, I just realized something. We've sure got a lot in common. Our parents aren't with us anymore. We're both commoners scraping our way through this war, and most importantly...
What could be more important than that?
Both of us have got some serious brawn!
I appreciate that, but our body types are completely different. Not sure this really counts as brawn.
Sure, you're a little scrawnier than me, and maybe a lot smarter. But you know, my brain's been getting a constant workout ever since we opened the inn.
You have an inn?
Oh, yeah. I went home and started one up with my grandpa and little sis once the academy shut down. Running a business like that takes a surprising amount of muscle. Sure, there's regular stuff like hauling things around, but you need brain power too. If you ever want to make a profit, you have to pay real close attention to keeping the books straight. I mostly let my sis handle that stuff though. That muscle still needs more work for me. Which means I'm in charge of the cooking. But that has its own share of problems.
Yeah, it can be tough to find your footing when you switch jobs, especially if you have to start doing things outside your wheelhouse. Trust me, I've had my fair share of growing pains getting used to the army life. Everything's way different from how it worked with my merc groups.
But don't you just fight? That doesn't seem so different to me.
Okay, so there's more responsibility. It's a totally different way of fighting. Okay, so I'm gonna go for the one at the bottom.
Mercenaries tend to get involved in smaller skirmishes as opposed to big battles, and most of them prefer to fight solo if they can afford it. But an army acts as one unit. Coordinating that many people all at the same time is a huge change for me. And there's way more to military work than just plain combat. Stuff like managing resources, making sure everyone has the weapons and armor they need. That don't think I'm bad at math per se, but it's definitely not something I'm used to doing. And the more stuff there is to keep track of, the harder it all gets.
Hey, you're not so good at using your brain either. We're practically twins. That makes us pals now, right? I've got your back. So you just keep on working hard, buddy.
Right back at you. Let's keep fighting the good fight.
Okay, Raphael and Shaz have attained support level C. Very nice. Okay, so we're gonna take a break with support info. So we got 2 more to knock out, but you know what? That we're gonna have to wait for later. So you know what? So we still gotta go and expand at the facility and go and get new support compensation. So we get in here. So we still got new compensation and support available. So we go ahead and talk with L. So we see here because we got here. It's something coming from the record keeper. So that we're gonna have to do that later. So right now we're still in the central plaza and somewhere on the outside, because it turns out to me, because this look like a game. These graphics look like the game from Assassin's Creed. I can't lie. But you know what? We're gonna have to just stop it just right about here, you guys. So next time on Fire Emblem Warrior Free Hopes, we're gonna go on ahead and see what else is going on around here. Okay, so we're gonna take the moment of our time to do a bit more expedition. All right. So we saw it over there because Leonie is in the background. So we want to go and talk to her just to see what's on her mind. And of course, we can go ahead and get one of this facility expand from the record keeper later, and get some 2 more conversations with Hilda or Shaz. And we'll go ahead and do what we must do around here in the Southern Gonefil Territory on the next series, you guys. So you don't go anywhere, and you will be participating and staying tuned on the next video. So thank you guys so much for taking the time to tune in and watching this episode. So if you're liking this series and you want to see more of Fire Emblem Warrior Free Hopes, be sure to leave an EVER-TASTIC like, share the video, and subscribe. And if you do subscribe to my channel already, please do ring the notification bell so that you'll be stay up there and notified when my new and awesome videos up in the way. So just making sure you guys are staying tuned in, and by all means, all of each one of these description are filled down below. So if you'd like to help support the series right now, you can do so. We read them step by step, just to help get you started on support my channel and for this series. So that's gonna be all it for Fire Emblem Warrior Free Hopes. We will be picking up more on the next one. So take care, guys. I hope to talk to you on the next video.